Schoolio, let's go. Episode 68. Welcome back, everybody. How's everybody doing out there this morning? We doing good? We got Facebook and YouTube. We got Instagram. We're lighting it up today. We got Thirsty Thursday coming at you. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the School of Shred. This is the show that's designed to help you shred your old and make better your new. This is the School of Shred, the one and only, everybody. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to episode 68. MindWork. We're going to talk about exercising the mind today, and maybe some drills that you could implement if you're not doing to help get your mental fitness a little better. So as you guys are jumping on, let me know where you're at, where you're located. Throw a flex emoji in the comments. Throw me a little fire in the comments. Let's do a little something. Throw some dynamite in the comments, whatever you need to do to let me know that you're here at Shred Nation. Let's go, baby. Before we begin, the show's here, 9 a.m., Monday through Friday. All right, we do Q&As on Friday. We also do Hawaiian Shirt Day here on Friday. If you have any questions, ask me. We're going to be going over those guys tomorrow, our favorite day of the week, because that's where I get to respond to you guys and answer any questions that you have. So ask those in the comments in the feed, and we'll hit those up tomorrow. Go to scheduleonce.com/JohnReed1 if you want to schedule a call and hear about what the School of Shred is all about, how you can join the Online Health Academy and join the robust program and community. And if you guys are not on the email list, I don't know what you're doing with your life. You should be on the email list. It's totally free. Everybody just got a recipe last night. So if you're on the list, go ahead and check your email today. It's free information, people. You just got to go to schoolofshredpodcast.com and sign up via email. Okay. And then you're on the school's email. So with that said, let's get started. This is episode 68, MindWork. So what I kind of wanted to spitball on today was, we talked a lot about exercise and working out the body, and, all that stuff is great. But one of the most crucial things that I have dug more into and got more interested in is more this concept of mental fitness and leads into spiritual fitness, whatever that means for you. And through exercise is good for the body, but a lot of times we don't address the visual diet and the auditory diet. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today for a couple minutes was this idea of not haphazardly, digesting, poor meals through your eyes and through your ears. I was lucky enough when I was younger to do it was like a multi-level marketing business thing. There was some really great training that came out of it. And one of the things that I learned was, the power of reading, that leaders are readers, and, controlling what goes in basically through your eyes and through your ears. And so, the most positive people that I've ever met, the people who are true inspirations, they don't follow the masses when it comes to what they watch. They select very wisely what they watch, what they listen to. And I've tested this, I've been young and naive and I've tested it like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, right? It's not that big of a deal if I'm just watching television all the time and maybe not reading, or it's not that big of a deal if I'm listening to fear-based media and all of that. Well, the reality is that, when I have done that and when I have just kind of let life happen and kind of follow the herd as far as like news stations and getting caught up in the Joneses and social media and all that, I battle depression here and there. And when I start trying to control my state and I try to control my visual and auditory diet, it's amazing how multiplied the positive mental attitude gets. Okay. And so a couple things that I want to talk about here for MindWork and things that you can do to increase your mental fitness and exercise your brain daily is waking up in the morning and meditating. That's a big one. That's something that's students at the School of Shred definitely do. It's part of the daily routine that I've termed the daily grind. And there's 5 different disciplines that I ask of the students in the morning to create their own daily routine. It's a gamified system. It's a point system. So meditation is one of them. And why meditation? Because meditation helps us calm the the thoughts and be less reactive to our thoughts, and we can analyze our thinking, and it creates the perception of more time if we can slow time down through meditation. We can actually get in touch with ourselves. So that's a great way to increase your mental fitness, is taking a few minutes right when you wake up, before the world gets to you, before any stressors get to you, and you get intentional about your day. You practice not thinking about anything and actually living in the now. Another thing is gratitude. Gratitude is absolutely huge. It's hard to be depressed, or impossible to be depressed, if you are grateful for all the things and all the blessings you have in your life, and you start to attract those things into your life even more, because you become aware of this thing called gratitude. You're aware of how grateful you are for your life. That's a great way to work on your mind and your mental fitness. Okay, so these are big ones. And then reading. So, when you wake up in the morning, instead of checking social media, jump on, grab a book, open a book up with your cup of coffee and read, and, exercise your mind by reading the written word. There's something really special about reading books. And like I said, leaders are readers. And so the average CEO reads 52 books a year, which is about a book a week, or 50 books a year. You guys, these are free books you can find online. You can go to Forbes right now and look up, what does Warren Buffett read? What does Bill Gates read? What do all these guys read? What does Mark Cuban read? These resources are out there, and it's totally free. Warren Buffett has said that, like the secret to his success is he reads, before he got into investing, he read 600 to 1,000 pages a day. That guy will read up to 8 hours a day. Okay. And he's been pretty successful. And now he reads at least 500 pages a day, he says. And he actually was quoted as saying that, the secret to my success is reading, or something to that effect. But the thing that he said that was interesting is that most people won't. Most people won't read. So you can tell people, hey, look, you should really read. You should absorb books. And people won't do it. And it's a great way to increase your mental fitness, is find things you like, whether it's finance, whether it's relationships, whether it's, your profession. There's something in the School of Shred that we call nurture, which is got to nurture the brain daily. And that is something that, is super important for overall holistic health. Okay. Holistic health is mental, spiritual, and physical all combined. So this is why we are taking the time to talk about this today. So they see free with your, and it's like, you guys can get, if your local library, somebody just commented about that, like it's free. You can get free books from the library, you can get audio books. And so, one way, or a couple ways that I like to personally implement MindWork into my day is I always start off the day with my daily grind from the School of Shred that all the students do, which is a combination of gratitude and meditation, and just getting the mind right. I start my days pretty zen-like. I don't get up and work out right away. I start slow. I keep my phone on airplane mode for the first hour of the day. I do not get on social media. I control my state. I manage my state. I work on my mind. I exercise my mind with reading in the morning. So that's a big one. Another one is that I like to do the learn and burn sessions. If you guys follow me on Instagram or social media or whatever, if you see in my stories, I talk a lot about this, where I like to combine learning with cardio, or just, low level activity. So a lot of times I'll take my dogs on a 90-minute walk, get my steps up to knock out like 8,000 to 10,000 steps right in the morning. So I do that, and then I listen to audiobooks. So the great thing about visual and auditory nutrition is you can attack great self-development books from two ends. You can read them, and then you can also listen to them. If I have a good book, what I like to do is I'll read it and I'll listen to it at the same time, if it's something that I really want to absorb. So that's a great thing to do. I actually look forward to my walking sessions now. And so you're killing two birds with one stone. You're getting your general activity up, which is going to help you burn body fat. It also helps get oxygen into your body. It helps, cognition, all of that. This low level activity is great. You also don't have to be too motivated to go for a nice long walk. It's different than running sprints. A lot of times, you make up a lot of excuses for that. But, I find that you don't really need to make excuses for just going on a nice walk. I get to enjoy time with my dogs. I get to learn something new in my headphones from an audio book, and then I get to get my steps in. So that's a great way to increase your mind work. And then your car rides. You guys can leverage your time in the car, your commuting time, to listen to good audiobooks there, or good podcasts you like the School of Shred podcast, which you can take on the go with iTunes and Spotify. But that's a huge one, is like, where can you leverage your time? When you work out, you can listen to audiobooks. Now for me, I'm a total music fan. So there's certain times where I listen to music. A lot of times when I'm working, I do that. But when I'm lifting, I also listen to music a lot of the time. But a lot of times sometimes if I got a good book that I'm listening to, I'll listen to it while I'm lifting weights and getting after it. So that's a great, just getting these books in. I'm telling you guys, this is amazing for the visual and auditory nutrition, changing your diet. I used to watch a lot of TV, and my TV gets turned on maybe once or twice a week now. Maybe. I mean, sometimes not. I between playing guitar and reading and doing work and business stuff, I've just realized, as I'm 29, I'm almost 30, I've just realized, like, there's too little time in the day. There's not enough time in the day to learn everything that I want to learn. And so general entertainment just doesn't do it for me anymore. Sometimes on the weekends I like to do that, but you want to try and create a life that doesn't feel like work all the time. It doesn't feel like work to read now. I love reading. I read several hours a day. I've been knocking out 1 or 2 books a week. And there is, I truly feel like reading is the secret of the world. I mean, books have the secrets of the world. If you guys think about it, each book that you pick up is a mentor. It could be somebody, compressing 40 years of experience on whatever the subject matter is. If it's a nonfiction book, it could be 40 years of experience they've compressed into 200 pages for you. I mean, that's a mentor right there. And like, I've talked about, you are the average of the 5 closest people to you. That can come from books. I know for me, when I first got into just trying to improve myself, and I was working out and trying to eat right and change my life for the better and whatnot. Those were my mentors. There was a book that I picked up, was called Success to a Positive Mental Attitude by Napoleon Hill, which I actually have a tattoo of the quote, one of the main quotes in that book. It was so profound to me, but I started to realize, like, those were mentors. Like, I might not have actual people around me, but each book is a mentor. And these books that I keep on my shelf, they're friends. I read them multiple times, and as learning different techniques for speed reading and whatnot. One thing is the fear of missing out, of trying to absorb every nook and cranny of a book. I don't worry about that anymore. I make some highlights. I rip through a book. I shelf it. And if it's a really good book, I'll open it back up and I just refer back to them. And it's like visiting an old friend. And so starting to collect good books should be at the top of your list if you want to get better in life. You should start reading. If you don't like reading, if you find that you get sleepy when you're reading, find different times to read. You can read in the morning, you can read in the afternoon, you can read at night. One thing that I've talked about before is I leverage my time at work. So, I train clients and they do 50-minute sessions, and I get 10-minute break every hour. So I go jump on the treadmill, I get steps in, and I read a book. I'll read, knock out a couple pages of it. So there's all sorts of ways to implement this. And so, exercising your mind and controlling what goes in could be the most important thing you could possibly do, because your state of mind is what controls every outcome and every action, right? Because your state of mind creates belief patterns. Belief patterns create excuses. Excuses create actions, and actions create results. And so by putting good stuff in, good stuff will come out. It has to. It compounds. Knowledge compounds. And so what I'm trying to inspire you to do today is be thirsty for knowledge. Be thirsty to learn. And a great way to do that is through reading and through books. It's a lost art, and most people just don't do it. And some people even try to make you feel bad if you're reading self-development books. Like, I know, I've had that in the past where it's like, I don't read, self-help, and you try to like limit, the benefit of it, or cheapen the benefit of reading books that make you better. You guys, every successful person in this life reads a lot. Okay. Financially successful. And why do I say financially successful? Is that all that matters? It's not all that matters. Absolutely not. But at the same time, the people who are the most free tend to have their finances in order because that's important. And they tend to be doing something they love in business. And they tend to just have a good life, to have a good family life and all that. You can read about any topic. I have relationship books. I have mindset books. I have financial books. I have, health books. I read a ton of health books too, whether it's, diet, exercise, any of that. There's a lot of good content out there. I mean, there's just this vast ocean of ways that you can grow your mind. So I'm going to check my notes here and see if I got anything else. So to end it here, these small tasks, if you do these things like meditation and gratitude, and you start to replace maybe some of the things that you do every day that might not be helping. I mean, ask yourself, is being on social media 15 times a day really helping you out? Or could you maybe shut it down and go on certain key times and have your own news outlets that you go to for your news if you want to do that? Because what you might find is that by adding things in, by adding reading and by adding meditation and gratitude practices and trying to get out in nature and just think more, and just sit in solitude and think and be creative in your own mind, what happens is a lot of this entertainment time falls off the table. We live in a world that is oftentimes very hard. And I think our default is trying to distract ourselves with entertainment. And I think that could be detrimental sometimes if we just want to zog out at the end of a workday. We want to leverage our life to where we're learning because we only have so much time in life. And there's so much to learn. And there's a time and a place to be entertained. But, the average person spends way too much time watching TV. And I've been there and it didn't do anything for me. There's a big difference between filling your head with knowledge and books and gratitude and meditation and relationships and sitting around watching TV all the time. Or watching fear-based news outlets. What goes in your eyes and ears comes out your mouth, you guys. You speak it. If you have things that are speaking life into you, you'll start speaking life out into other people. So something that I've learned from people who are better than myself over time, and it's something that I want to pass on. And it's a big piece to what I consider holistic health and fitness to be. Because when we look at somebody who's in shape and inspiring with their physique, it should only be a physical representation of the character, the individual that they are. And, the most inspiring people to me, it's all about their character and their integrity and their personality. And the way that people build high character is by some of the stuff I just listed, by nourishing their brain, nourishing their visual and auditory nutrition. They have a good diet. And when you have a good visual and auditory diet and oral diet, when you eat good food, you start speaking life out into the world, and you can make the world a better place. So day by day, in every way, we get better and better. So that is it for episode 68, MindWork. If you guys want to jump on a call and join the School of Shred, go to www.scheduleonce.com/JohnReed1 and schedule a phone call and learn what the School of Shred's all about. We'll do a free hour-long consultation, video consultation, and we'll talk about the Online Health Academy. With that said, that's episode 68. I want you guys to stay strong and healthy in body, stay relentless and energized in spirit, and stay determined in your pursuits today and every day. That spells shred. Now go shred the day and get better in every way. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. for our Q&A Friday.